The Macadams Artisan deck oven with smart controller is used for bulk baking products in a bakery environment. Its ceramic heating surface makes it ideal for baking artisan bread and confectionery products. While products are baked directly on the oven's ceramic surfaces, it is recommended that artisan breads are fed into the oven using stretchers, and confectionery products are baked in the oven in pans. In this video, we will be showing you the safe work procedures, operation, and cleaning of the Macadams range of equipment. As with all bakery equipment, the correct safe work procedures must be followed at all times to minimize potential hazards and workplace injury. Knowing how to correctly inspect, operate, clean and maintain, and protect yourself while operating the Artisan deck oven is essential for your safety and the safety of other employees. Ensure you are wearing the correct personal protective equipment and clear the area around the oven of any obstacles or hazards. Inspect the oven by checking that the electrical cable and plug are in good working condition, that the stretchers and baking pans intended for use are clean and in good operating condition, and that the oven was thoroughly cleaned when it was last used. Now turn the isolator on. To operate the Artisan deck oven, turn the oven on. Now turn on the smart controller, allowing it 30 to 45 seconds to boot up. Listen to how the oven sounds and be wary of any unusual burning smells coming from the oven. If you identify any potential hazards during your inspection, do not use the deck oven. Report your findings to your supervisor immediately. The smart controller is an automated processor that makes baking more efficient, as commonly used recipes can be saved into a favorites directory. This lets you quickly activate the baking process without manually programming the temperature, time, and steam settings each time. Other features such as the baking history function lets you see which other products the oven has been used for, or allows you to manually program your recipe's required settings if you prefer. Use the smart controller to select your recipe, or program the recipe in manually and save it if it's a new recipe. Load the recipe to start the preheat cycle. The smart controller also serves as an information hub, displaying the unit's current temperature, target temperature, remaining baking time, and other important indicators. When the oven reaches its target temperature, never stand directly in front of the oven when opening the doors, as built-up heat and steam is expelled by the release of pressure when the door is opened. If you are required to steam the Artisan deck oven, ensure you have been trained to do so. Open the oven door using the isolated handle. Put on your baking mitts and place your baking trays with confectionery or baking products into the oven. And be careful to not touch the ceramic surface, as this could result in severe burns. If you are using stretchers to feed breads into the oven, ensure that they are securely fastened. You may also manually place baking products directly into the Artisan deck oven without using the stretchers or the baking trays, by baking on Teflon sheets, placing them directly onto the ceramics. Once all the products have been loaded, close the oven door and press start to resume the baking procedure. The oven must not be disturbed while products are being baked, as this will affect the quality of the product. Once the timer has elapsed, the oven will let off a pulsing buzz to alert you that the set baking time is complete. Stop the baking timer and open the door, ensuring you stand to the side of the oven at all times, and allow the built-up heat to release. Remove your confectionery baking trays or products manually placed inside the oven, or use the stretchers to remove the breads. Close the oven door immediately after removing the product in preparation for the next bake, as this will retain the heat in the oven. Repeat the above procedure for each batch of baking required. Once the final batch has been baked, turn the oven off, turn off the isolator, and leave the oven door open to allow it to cool. Cleaning the Artisan deck oven is the next major step. Doing so daily is important preventative maintenance that ensures the proper operation of this machine. It is important to follow your company's prescribed cleaning schedule. Once the oven has cooled down, clean the outside of the oven and the side panels with a moist, clean cloth soaked in warm soapy water. taking care to not allow any moisture to make contact with the smart controller or any of the electronic controls. Now clean the ceramics, making absolutely certain the oven has cooled down, using a food-grade nylon or board brush to aid with cleaning. Use a damp cloth soaked in warm, soapy water to clean the inside door panel and glass. Dry the inside of the oven thoroughly, leaving no moisture behind. Now dry the outside of the oven and its glass pane thoroughly. When you are sure the machine has been thoroughly cleaned, sanitize the deck oven and allow it to air dry. Now clean and sanitize the work area around the oven. Finally, do an inspection of the Artisan oven with smart controller, ensuring that it is in good working order. If there's any fault or damage, report it to your supervisor immediately. Always follow the correct safe work procedures to protect yourself and fellow bakery staff and customers at all times.